Hello teachers, and thank you for watching this introductory screencast about Effort Tracker. This screencast will give a basic overview of Effort Tracker. For more in-depth information about any Effort Tracker feature, how to enter classes, students, or other setup issues, or how collected data is reported, see our screencast choices or the teacher manual under the Support tab at www.eforeffort.com. Why should a teacher use Effort Tracker? Here are the three main reasons. Number 1, equalize and energize student participation. Number 2, measure and report in-class effort. And 3, select students for positive recognition. Effort Tracker is more than an app. It's a tool that, if used regularly and consistently, can change the dynamics of your classroom. And all Effort Tracker scores are saved and organized in a database that teachers, students, and parents can access. Now let's look at each of these areas one at a time. How can Effort Tracker equalize and energize student participation? Here's a typical classroom scenario. You've asked the class a question and now have a decision to make. Who do you call on? Do you call on one of the 3 to 5 to 7 students that nearly always raise their hand? Do you call on Johnny, who's talking to his neighbor? What message will that send to the hand raisers and to the other students? With Effort Tracker, you should tell students to keep their hands down unless you ask for them. A teacher using Effort Tracker can help themselves by reducing the number of decisions that they make daily, but more importantly, Effort Tracker can be used to diminish the rigidity of the roles that form in classroom settings. Students and their peers identifying themselves and others as willing participants, reluctant participants, generally checked out, among other roles. Using Effort Tracker to choose participants will reduce the common practice of primarily calling on students who are eager to participate, improve your accuracy when checking for class understanding, eliminate real or imagined biases in selecting students, improve student focus, increase the pace at which you cover content, and stop students from saying or thinking, "Why are you calling on me?" Both of these authors highly recommend calling on students randomly. Lemov writes that cold calling is one of the most critical techniques you can use to drive universal achievement. He goes on to say, it is a way to keep students' attention from drifting, but is not as effective once they're off task. It's an engagement strategy, not a discipline strategy. Now I'll give a quick overview of how to use the app for the participation category. From the main menu, select a class. To get back to the main menu, press the class button in the upper left corner. When you select a class, the app opens to the participation category. Use the participation category to call on students to answer questions, give opinions, make predictions, read aloud, etc. For the participation category, your class list will appear in a random order. The random order will hold until you either score the last student on the list or you press the reset button. Notice that since Effort Tracker is a web-based app, all function commands will take a few seconds to process. The scorepad has 8 score values to choose from. Users may change their score value options by logging into their account from a desktop or laptop computer and then choosing Setup. Here's an example of how I do my scoring. Remember, the app is designed to encourage engagement and to score effort, not correct responses. We have recently reviewed metric system units and science equipment, and I put the scrambled list up on the screen. The highlighter has selected Jody, so I call on Jody and she says that mass is measured in grams with a scale. I score her a 9.5, 95%, and the highlighter drops down to Lindsay. Notice also that the Save button has now turned red, signifying that I have scores that have not yet been saved to the server. Next I call on Lindsay and Lindsay responds, "I'm not sure what units are used to measure energy." By repeating the question, Lindsay has shown that she has been tracking and therefore deserves a high effort score, either a 9 or 9.5 depending on how often we have reviewed this content. I would say to Lindsay, "Okay, if you're not sure about energy, try the next one instead." And she responds, "Length is measured in meters using a meter stick." Next I call on Hillary, "Can you answer for energy?" And she does. Energy is measured in calories using a calorimeter. George, you have the last one. This should be easy if he has been paying attention. Volume of a liquid is measured in liters using a beaker. Then I press the Save button to record these scores to the server. Notice that the order of the randomized list remains unchanged. The next time I use the participation category, it will be Audrey's turn. Now let's take a closer look at the second reason to use Effort Tracker, to measure and report student in-class effort. Using Effort Tracker Pro allows a teacher to easily compile a second student metric, classroom effort, to compare and contrast to the student's academic grade. To allow students and parents to assess this comparison, we recommend that you include student overall effort percentages from Effort Tracker's data report tables in your electronic gradebook, even if you assign 0 weight to it in terms of the student's academic grade. Given that students and parents have real-time access to their Effort Tracker scores, I just update Effort Tracker percentages in my gradebook once every 2 to 3 weeks. Look at the table and compare the academic metric with the effort metric. Student 1 is doing very well, but is she being challenged enough? Would Student 2's academic grade be higher if his in-class effort were higher? Student 3 should be proud of her in-class effort, but is she learning the content adequately? Is this grade an improvement over past grades? Is she completing all assignments? Does she know how to prepare for tests? As for Student 4, is he performing similarly in other classes? If yes, a meeting of all stakeholders is warranted. Effort Tracker comes with 2 categories, participation and recognition. Effort Tracker Pro has 3 additional categories to aid teachers and give a more complete picture of student effort: on task, ready, and class rules. Utilizing Effort Tracker's on task category can reduce your correcting workload, increase student accountability, and aid in overall class management. And from the Event Settings button, which is located right here, you may choose a title, choose a multiplier, or choose order. I'm going to choose a title that I previously set up, Notes for November 15th, with a 2x multiplier. And I'm going to adjust the order from random to by seat location, and you'll see that when I apply it, the student list is now ordered by seat number, which is the number that appears after each student's name. This allows me to easily go from table to table to score each student's on-task effort toward completing their notes, and also give feedback or direction when necessary. Use the category Ready to score 3 to 5 or more students without announcing names at the start of class or during other transition times. Is the student ready for instruction? Are they in their assigned seat and quiet? Do they have their needed supplies? You may wish to enter scores for class rules daily, weekly, or somewhere in between. I normally use the Fill Down button to quickly score compliant students and then go back to adjust the scores of those students that did not fully comply with class expectations. In summary, to give a complete picture of student in-class effort, use all of the effort categories: participation, on task, ready, and class rules. Note also that the category titles Ready and Class Rules may be renamed if you wish to track a different area. The third reason to use Effort Tracker is to select students for positive recognition. This is done in 2 ways: through Effort Awards using the recognition button on the app, and through the Effort Achievers program. When you select the recognition button, student names will appear along with a percentage. The percentage is the average of each student's last 3 scores. At the end of each period, I announce 3 Effort Awards. This is authentic praise based on the student's Effort Tracker scores and compliance with class rules. When a student's name is announced and they receive a yes on the app, a bonus is automatically added to the student's overall effort score. You may wish to give each winner a small Effort Award certificate which reads, "In recognition of recent strong effort in meeting or exceeding expectations in both behavior and learning." You may download an Effort Award template and view a complete description of the recognition program on our website at www.eforeffort.com. When you log into your account from a desktop or laptop computer, you can access the data report tables for your classes. The second part of the recognition bonus program is called Effort Achievers. It's like an honor roll for effort. Students receive bonuses to their overall percentage based on whether they are currently at Achiever Level 3, 2, or 1. The Achiever levels are also used to calculate an overall class effort score. A perfect class effort score would be 3.0. Thanks for watching, and please let other teachers know about Effort Tracker.